Last year on this time, I was on the verge of a decision whether or not I will be able to succeed in the challenge that is in the title of today's video. But I can tell you now that, yes, I have done 100,000 push-ups throughout the entirety of this year. Well, the challenge itself started a little bit earlier than the start of the year, because we have to go back to August, the previous year, where one of my Discord servers challenged me to do 750 push-ups. And I didn't want to pussy out of it, but I was pretty weak at this moment. This also aligned with the time where I couldn't basically progress at the bench or with chest exercises at the gym for the last 2 months. So I was pretty dedicated to do anything to actually make this progress and to make my strength better. So I decided to spread those 750 push-ups throughout the entire month. And I succeed to do that. Succeed to do those 750 push-ups throughout the month. And then I felt that it might actually work. Why not go for it? So then I've done 1,500, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that throughout the rest of the year, coming to December. And then I've noticed that if I increase the amount of push-ups I do every month by 500, I will end up doing exactly 100,000 push-ups. But this looked pretty terrifying, that I might not succeed. And I was on the verge of the decision whether or not should I take this challenge or not. It was a challenge for myself. It was no one that would keep the accountability if I not force that. It was all on me. And I decided to go for that. And recording this video right now is like a summary to the entirety of this challenge, because it was succeed. Once again, I've done 100,000 push-ups. And I want to share with you what came with this entire year of this challenge, what realizations, what profits, what situations came with it that I didn't expect at the very beginning. So the most obvious thing we could say is that strength improvement. It was my problem to develop on bench press, on dumbbell press. Like, my normal chest workouts weren't perfect at this time, of course. Throughout this year and a half, I've gradually increased the quality of my training, so probably without those push-ups I would also progress highly, because right now I'm lifting, my max is 90, but I haven't done maxes in a couple of weeks, so it would be even higher right now. But the point is that it helped me develop. My biggest problem, because it was my insecurity at this moment to not be able to develop at bench press. I was talking with my friends at high school, and they used to tell me that, yeah, you're now starting, so you'll probably be able to increase your bench press by a kilogram or 2 or 3 or more every week. And I was like, yeah, doing the same weight for the last 2 months. But this challenge from the start helped me with strength, but strength is not the only aspect of this. Of course, there are many things coming with that, and they are more mental, they are more here instead of somewhere there. But one of the most obvious ones is the feeling of confidence coming with that, the feeling with pride. Because every time you achieve something hard, difficult, you feel this feeling of achievement, that, hey, I've actually done that, I've managed, I've put this and this, I've gave this and this, and I sacrificed this, and the result is here. That's what I feel right now. And the pride is, of course, in itself a sin, but it's important to have some pride in yourself, some healthy pride I would call it, because how many people do you know who's done 100,000 push-ups? Well, me personally, I know only myself. And this is something that will carry me throughout through life, that I've managed to do something that only a fraction of a population will achieve, and only some part of the population would be able to achieve, but is too lazy or too undedicated to this challenge to put enough time and effort into it. For what I don't blame, because there are many ways to actually progress. Doing push-ups is not the only one. But the feelings that come with that, with an achievement, I have to say it's very rewarding. And that's what makes me do similar challenges for the upcoming year, but I will talk about it in the later part of today's video. Because something very important that I've learned this year is that if you look at the long-term perspective, you usually underestimate what you can achieve. There was a quote going like, people overestimate what they can achieve in a short period of time, so call it a day, and highly underestimate what they can achieve in the long term, as was for me. A lot of people expect quick results, do something that they expect to work immediately. So, for example, go to the gym once or for 1 week, don't see results, and quit. We're on the verge of the new year, so probably in your gym you will be able to see a lot of people of New Year resolution, New Year, New Me, starting the gym or maybe repeating the attempt of starting the gym. Most of them will probably fail. I don't know, there was like 10% of people who start the gym actually coming through the first 3 months and still going to the gym. There will be a lot of quitters. But as I've said, the amount of progress, the amount of success you can achieve in the long term is highly underestimated because we aren't able to comprehend the compound effect of our lives, of repeating a certain action again and again and again throughout the long period of time. We can visually imagine that I do one, so let's say, gym workout. Let's stay with this topic. You can imagine one gym workout. You see those exercises, you see you sweating, you see you're being tired, but one workout won't give you results. It's harder to imagine doing those, like every single workout throughout the entirety of a year, let's say. They will actually give you results, but you can't see this compound effect in your mind. You have to achieve it. You have to actually experience it to be able to see the results. That's what makes a lot of people quit. The lack of discipline to stay consistent on a certain habit. And that's where the challenge of spreading the amount of push-ups throughout the entirety of a year helped me be consistent. Because I have to say that if there's some achievement I can visually see that I want to achieve, I will grind for that. I will be grinding for that. So for me, goal setting is like a miracle right now. That's like the most important thing for me right now. If not for goal setting, I wouldn't have done those push-ups. And I see myself right now planning these long-term commitments with proper goal setting, which I've learned throughout this challenge. That will lead me to greatness. Right now I might not have a lot of subscribers and views, but give me some time. I had to learn. That's why this channel is not developing as quickly. I want to learn this thing as well. So, as I've said, long term, I will succeed. As I've done with those push-ups. One also, a very important thing, a very important insight that this challenge got me is that no story, no challenge, no training, no life can go without setbacks. There were problems. I've basically suffered 2 injuries that prohibited me from doing push-ups. Not even that doctor told me don't do them, but it was like I couldn't. Especially one important was in the spring where my left forearm got broken something like a muscle, not the bone itself, but the muscles inside of my arm got destroyed. For the first week, I couldn't push door or something with this hand because it would hurt fucking a lot. So what I've done, I started doing some not even push-ups, I would call them. Behind me you can see my couch. I used to put my left arm on the couch, right arm on the floor, and doing this way of push-ups where it looked silly as fuck. But it was my way to actually stay consistent. Because my chest still worked. It was everything working still. I made sure that it's not like a bitch push-ups. Of course they were a little bit easier, but for the exchange of not being able to move with my arm, I've decided that it's a deal that I might take. And that moment I've learned that no setback is able to stop you completely. Because setbacks will be there for you. You won't be able to actually go through life on the easy way. There will be a lot of problems. And the thing that comes to you is whether or not you will be able to face those problems and solve them, or will they make you give up. Because coming back to what we've said earlier, not seeing results after one gym workout is a problem for people who can't imagine that maybe they're not meant to have results right now. It's a problem. If you weren't taught, you weren't said that, hey, gym takes time, you struggle and you face a problem of not seeing results after one workout. So you have to decide whether or not it's enough to give up, or find a solution that will probably bring you to the knowledge that you have to put way more effort. And it's a problem to be solved. It's a problem for this person to be solved. A disclaimer: if you have a friend who's gonna start going to the gym this year, help him, maybe send him this video, or just say to him that it takes time, but it will get better with time. You just have to stay consistent. Because if you care for him, make him be in those 10% that actually stay in the gym. For the next year, because I've said that goal setting is right now for me a way to go. For the next year, and I say right now to stay accountable with myself, because let's just come back for another while. I've said that no one would hold me accountable if I didn't take this challenge. That's why I started the mini-series on my channel of 100,000 push-up men. Because I wanted to share this, to have anyone who I would feel at the back of my head that they're waiting for me to fulfill it. They're waiting for me to achieve it. So accountability with goal setting. Because I've said that proper goal setting helps, but right now I feel obliged to say what actually makes a proper goal setting good. And the most important thing is for goal to be hard. The second most important thing is for being accountable with this goal. I've recorded multiple videos on goal setting. Some recent ones would be actually me repeating myself, so you can go for them, watch them, and get the same knowledge. But right now, for this accountability part, where I have to stay consistent not only for myself, I say that in the new year, I want to at first spend 5,000 minutes meditating, which will be a struggle for me because I struggle with meditation. I used to have it pretty good, but then I stopped and I can't get back again. So that's my one goal. And the second one is 10,000 stores on staircase master at the gym. Because right now I'm started a cut that will actually come to the success because I weren't able to properly lose my body fat from my belly, especially throughout the over 2 years of my gym journey. I focused more on strength, and right now I see that I want and even have to drop it and have to actually start developing to the better looking person in this matter. So some cardio, some light cardio, yeah, 10,000 stories and 5,000 minutes of meditation. Those are my goals for the next year. You may write your own goals right down in the comments, because it will also keep you accountable to me and to all the viewers who will see your comment. So if you have something in your mind that you think that you want to develop in, create a goal, create an achievement that you want to fulfill. It might not even be for the entirety of a year. It might be for 3 months or 6 months. It might be custom time, of course. It doesn't have to be bound to a certain date. But I advise it to be bound because that's what works for me. Seeing like even part of time where I have to do something that will be hard for me throughout the entirety of this timeline. So that concludes today's video. You watched a guy who's just finished doing 100,000 push-ups. I hope that those takeaways, those lessons will at least fractionally help in your journey throughout the entirety of your life. And now go and make your way to a better future.